Crypto, crypto, crypto. The one word that will get people to either respect you or never want to talk to you again. Could even spur a conversation for hours on end or get people to never want to converse with you ever again. So for me, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum are my two blue chip coins, if you could even term blue chip to cryptocurrencies. But for me, I don't care about names like Shiba Inu or Doge or any of the tethers or stable coins, that is, or even XRP for that matter. I couldn't care less about that kind of speculation. You might as well just look at penny stocks and all that jazz. But when it comes to long-term investing, all I care about is my gold medal winners. And for speculation, I have Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, the blue chips. Again, if you could coin such a term for cryptocurrencies. So in this video, I want to take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum on the charts and see have they finally bottomed or not. Again, we'll never know for sure until way after the fact. But again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptos in general have been trading with stocks and risk on, and 2022 by and large has been a risk off. No one wants to take on any risk. They want the value. They want things that have predictable cash flows. So for me, if you guys have been watching me for any prolonged amount of time, you know I love my predictable companies, my gold medal companies, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, Google. Did I say Microsoft already? And then again, you have your speculation in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll take a look at these charts momentarily. So firstly, I want to take a look at Bitcoin, and we'll take a look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly momentarily. But again, we had a bottoming at the middle of June, similar to how we have seen that with the SPY and the QQQ back in the middle of June. We had a nice little bottom, and we have been recovering ever since. Again, we could find new, fresher lows down the road, but for the time being, that is the low that we have seen so far in the middle of June. So we had a little bit of an uptrend ever since that time back in June, and a little bit of a downtrend over the past week. Very, very miniature, just 7 days. You don't have that many candles, but again, we broke right through it very classically. And now we are above that 50 EMA on the daily. And it's also no surprise that we've been seeing strength in the stock market at the same time. So again, as stocks are going up, we're seeing more money and more risk on going into names like Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's not to say, though, if we do zoom out, that we are well off our all-time high, just below $70,000 a coin, to $23,000 or $24,000 to where we are today. So we are a part of a much, much, much bigger downtrend. However, we are seeing baby steps toward a recovery for the time being. If we zoom out and take a look at the weekly, so we are right below that 200 simple moving day average on the weekly, and we did have this trend line that I drew ever since the bottom in 2019, similar to the 2020 stock market crash, and coincided very nicely with this big red candle that we saw in the middle of June. Now, it may be possible that we do go below this blue line, as we did see for 2020, even though that was for a short little bit, and that would have been a great buying opportunity below that blue line. That being said, though, it doesn't necessarily mean that we haven't seen the floor fall from below us, and we could go below it, but for the time being, it does look like the low has been set in, at least again for that time being. And if we take a look at the monthly time frame, we were below that 50 exponential moving average, which we haven't really seen much of ever since the beginning of 2019. For Ethereum on the daily time frame, I guess we can start drawing a little bit of a trend line, even though we are well above it right now. So if we do see a pullback, then potentially this blue line could be an area of support. We are above the 20 and the 50 exponential moving average, approaching a key area of resistance around that $17,800 area for Ethereum, where we have seen previous support, which is now going to act as resistance. When we zoom out and take a look at the weekly time frame, again, we are right around that 200 simple moving day average. Back in 2019 and 2020, we were well below it. Again, a great buying opportunity at the time, and we were below it just a little bit. So that is, again, where the lows are set in for the time being. And we're now approaching that 20 exponential moving average around $1,900, which does coincide, again, with that area of support, which is now going to be resistance that we saw in 2021 and earlier this year in 2022. And when we zoom out and take a look at the monthly time frame, again, similar to Bitcoin, we were right below that 50 exponential moving average, somewhere that we were below for a very long amount of time. So it doesn't mean that it can't happen again, but some kind of bottoming indication, similar to Bitcoin, similar to the stock market. is we're seeing these key areas hold up as support, and the buyers are finally stepping in. Whereas for a while, if we look back at the daily time frame, it looked like no one wanted to buy any of these coins from maybe, let's say, the beginning of May. Just a big red candles, a little bit of consolidation, and even more red candles after that. Elevator down, and we're starting to see some kind of staircase back up. And if we take a look at the correlation between Ethereum and Bitcoin, we can see Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin, especially over the last couple of weeks since the 13th of July. But if we zoom out, we see that this area over here has been a major area of consolidation. So we may not necessarily see more outperformance for the time being, but we have been outperforming over the past couple of weeks, and we can see that with Ethereum ever since that time. Back in the 14th of July, we were at 1,055, and we have gone up about 70%, whereas Bitcoin during that time has gone up from about 20,000 to 24,000, so about maybe a 20% gain. So is this it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto in general? Are the stock market and the crypto markets back in recovery mode, or are we going to get faked out like crazy and see new, even fresher lows down the road? Let me know in the comments below. As always, subscribe and like, and I will see you guys in the next video.